Every hockey player has a story to tell.
I always kiss my helmet before I go on.
How much time they spent on the ice.
13 years.
To what they do before the big game.
I've seen some things that I'm not going to tell you.
We're here to take you inside the rink and check out the people,
My home rink at Cheshire, Connecticut.
the culture,
You guys been sharpening my skates for 10 years now.
the friendships, and the fun. After all, Connecticut hockey is not just a sport, it is a way of life. This is all about the one big family that knows you just gotta love Connecticut hockey. Hello, I'm Kristen Liebisch, and welcome back to Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey. Today we travel around Connecticut to join in on the winter fun that Connecticut hockey family experiences all year long. Coming up, youth hockey players tell us what part of their body is most sore after an exhilarating day at the rink and why hockey is one of their passions. In Meet the Coach, Kate Dixon visits Sacred Heart University to meet men's hockey head coach and Connecticut hockey native CJ Maritolo. In our featured drill, Marvin Minkler of the Mid-Fairfield Blues shares his chocolate drill, a great progressive drill to evaluate and develop hockey players at all levels. Let's go check it out. Do you think your players know what a VHS is?
I'm pretty sure they don't.
Absolutely not.
If you're not talking about true Xbox or Wii stuff, I don't think they're going to get it.
What do you think a VHS is?
What? I don't know. I don't know.
Do you have any VHSs?
Well, I have a Wii.
A hockey semester. A VHS is a hockey semester. Do you know what a DVD is?
Yes.
What's a DVD?
It's a little circle thing that you put in this DVD player and you watch over and over and over again.
It's like the old school DVDs. They're a big tape like this and they play movies.
Hello, Bob Crawford here from the Connecticut Whale for Gotta Love CT Hockey. We're at the Champion Skating Center, and we have our trivia segment on now. We've got, on my left, Roy representing Middlesex, and representing Salisbury Youth Hockey on my right is Joe. All right, guys, we got 4 questions for you here. They all have to deal with Olympic hockey, and the first is, what was the first year men's ice hockey was an Olympic sport? Answer A, 1920, B, 1924, C, 1925, and D, 1990. What do we got, guys? Roy? Roy says A. Joe says A. The correct answer is A, 1920. Very nice. Question number 2. What was the first year NHL players were allowed to play on an Olympic hockey team? A, 1920, B, 1980, C, 1998, and D, 2002.
When we come back, find out the answer. This program is made possible in part by contributions from Connecticut Hockey Conference. Connecticut Hockey Conference is responsible for developing youth hockey and happy, healthy kids all winter long across Connecticut. For more information on how you can join the winter fun, go to cthockey.org. Connecticut Hockey Conference is Connecticut's USA hockey affiliate and a proud supporter of Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey. Before the break, we asked,
Question number 2. What was the first year NHL players were allowed to play on an Olympic hockey team? A, 1920, B, 1980, C, 1998, and D, 2002. Joe says C, Roy says C, and C is correct, 1998. These guys know their Olympic hockey.
what is your dream car?
Probably a Ferrari.
Maybach.
Ferrari.
Corvette.
Ferrari.
Lamborghini.
Ferrari or Lambo.
Lambo.
Lamborghini.
BMW X6 blacked out.
Corvette convertible.
57 Chevy, black on pearl.
I think a BMW, the big one.
A big BMW. Why a big BMW?
But I'd settle for a Ford.
The new Harley Davidson F-150.
Audi R8.
Why an Audi?
It's a luxury car and not many people have it, and I think it's nicer than Ferrari, Lambo, and all them.
Why would you choose a Ferrari?
It's one of the top models out there. It's fast. It's a cool car.
All the pros have them.
Celebrities have it, and I think it'd be cool to have.
Why a Corvette?
The speed's nice and it's nice and sleek look.
Looks pretty good.
Have you ever driven your dad's car?
Nope, won't let me.
Would you be playing hockey in college?
I hope so.
I am.
That's the goal.
Yeah, I'd love to play college hockey, yeah.
I hope so. If I can make the team, hopefully.
Well, I hope so.
If all goes well.
Although we don't know if CJ Maratolo, head coach of the Sacred Heart Pioneers men's hockey team, drives his childhood dream car, we do know he's fulfilling a childhood dream of being involved in hockey for his entire life. CJ grew up playing Connecticut hockey and continues to be involved as an adult. Let's go to Kate Dixon to meet CJ Maratolo.
Hi CJ, how are you today?
Good, how are you, Kate?
Good, thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
So can you tell us a little bit about your history coaching hockey in Connecticut?
Yeah, I've actually coached many levels of in Connecticut. I've coached youth hockey, I've coached prep school, and now I've had having the opportunity to coach college. I coach in the Yale youth hockey right now because my son is a 10-year-old, will be a squirt. I actually coached the Choate JV team and assisted at the varsity for 1 year, and then at Yale, and now at Sacred Heart.
So you have the opportunity to coach at both the youth level and also at the collegiate level. How do you make the change in your mindset to coach squirts versus coaching college athletes?
On a lot of levels, it's the same. You can't assume that they know anything. You know, you have to really break down the drills at the college level and at the squirt level. You get a lot of enjoyment out of coaching youth hockey, just because of the little things. A young kid learning how to stop on his inside edge. I mean, that's big stuff. But you're still trying to keep it fun, and you're trying to communicate with the kids.
So you have the opportunity to coach your own children in hockey.
Yeah.
What advice can you give to coaches who are coaching their own kids?
Yeah, you have to treat them just the way you treat everybody else. And I mean, I coach my son. It gets hard sometimes, but I think that's the only way you can do it.
I understand your family's been involved in youth hockey in Connecticut for many years.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that background?
Yeah, my father was not a hockey guy. He was more of a basketball guy, and his love for hockey arose because of his children's love and attraction to the game. So he got very involved. The founder of the Yale Youth Hockey became the president, did all the scheduling, and he did it all. It was one of his passions. His little baby was the clinic. He loved to coach the young kids, and that's what he did until, you know, a year before he passed away at a young age of 43. His passion and his joy that I saw obviously rubbed off on me, and I carry that with me today.
How has youth hockey changed in Connecticut since you've been a kid?
Everybody kind of played locally. For their kids from North Haven might have played in Greater New Haven, kids in Hamden played in Hamden, kids in West Haven played in West Haven, and great rivalries grew out of that. I remember playing with a sense of family. You're growing up with those same kids. Now there's so many kids changing programs year to year. There's no continuity. I think kids should train locally, and then once they get up in the higher levels, then it may be the time to make a move.
How did you learn how to be a successful coach?
I would say my father was a huge inspiration just by watching him taking part in hockey and seeing his love for the game. My youth hockey coaches have had a huge impact on me because they always made it fun for me, and after every practice I couldn't wait to go back. I never left a practice saying, God, I don't want to play hockey again. That never entered my mind. And then as I elevated through the coaching ranks, I mean, Tim Taylor had a huge influence on me, how to teach the game. He was a wonderful teacher, and doing things with integrity and treating people honestly. I learned a lot from him that way. Keith Elaine, who took over for Tim at Yale, I learned a lot about motivation from him and really demanding a lot from the players. And John Dunham at Trinity, who I worked for a couple of years, was a very funny guy and had a different way. So I've taken from a lot of people.
What do you know about your father playing hockey?
He was center. His favorite number was 14.
And your dad played for the real Yale hockey team, right?
Yep.
Do you think you're going to grow up and play for them too?
Yep.
You know, you and your father look identical. Do you think that he's a handsome fellow?
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to grow up and look just like him?
No.
Why not?
Because he's bald now.
You don't think that you're going to bald ever?
No.
How tall do you think that you'll grow?
6'5".
6 feet.
5 feet.
6 feet.
6 feet.
5. 6 feet.
8 feet.
8 feet tall? You'll be a giant. Do you think you'll play basketball?
No.
Just hockey?
Yes.
When you were a kid, how tall did you think that you were going to be?
Oh, me? I don't know. I was hoping over 6 feet, but that didn't work.
What do you mean? It looks looks like you've achieved it. I'm 5'2", so you're probably, what, 5'10"?
Well, I'm going 5'10" and a half all the time.
What do you think about the NHL cracking down on game contact?
I think it's good. I think that's good because there's a lot of serious injury that's going on with that and head concussions, and some of the hits are just far too dangerous.
I don't want to see my players getting hurt and getting concussions.
I like it because there's a lot of people getting injured.
Crosby's been out for a year and a half with a concussion, and that something has to be done about that. Well, I kind of like game contact, but hits to the head are bad.
I want the players to be protected, but I also kind of want it to be like the old school times.
Our kids emulate who they watch. We forget that the purpose of a check is to separate the man from the puck, not to annihilate somebody.
I think hitting is an extremely important part of the game. However, head contact definitely should not be part of the game. Toning it down is a very smart thing to do.
If you could copy one player's abilities, who would that be?
Probably Zach Parise. And Rick Lundqvist.
Alexander Ovechkin.
Alex Ovechkin.
Patrick Kane, because I think he's a really good skater.
Michael Grabner of the Islanders, and with his speed.
Ryan Callahan, because he has my last name and he's my favorite player.
He's not like one of those players who's really full of himself.
Marvin Minkler, head coach of the Mid-Fairfield 97 team, shares his chocolate drill. This is a great drill to condition and evaluate your hockey team while working on breakouts, neutral zone regroups, and attacking in the zone. Let's see how it's done.
How you doing? My name is Marvin Minkler. I'm the 97 Mid-Fairfield Blues head coach, and today's drill is the chocolate drill. The benefits of the chocolate drill is it's a great progression drill. You can progress it from mites, squirts, peewees, and bantams. It starts off with building blocks of basic 2-on-1 setup. It focuses on a breakout, a regroup, and then attacking in zone. It's a continuous drill, so it's great for conditioning. It's also great to set up and see where your team stands in the season, what players need to work on. Do they need to work on stopping, starting, passing, shooting? You can tell a lot by this drill. Okay, here we have a basic setup in the neutral zone. We have forwards on the blue lines facing in zone. We start with 2 defensemen, and we'll have the other defenseman along the wall, just like this. On the whistle, D's gonna come back to the puck, grab a puck, and come behind the net. Forward 1's gonna come down and hold the wall. Forward 2 is gonna swing towards player 1. So we're just gonna have our defenseman rim the puck along the wall. Player 1's gonna have his butt against the wall, and he's going to control the puck in his feet. So many times forwards try to take the puck on their backhand awkwardly when they could just use their feet to make a play. First part of the drill, if he's under pressure, he's going to use his right foot to block and chip a puck off the wall. If there's no pressure, and there's no pressure in this drill, he's going to allow the puck to go through his feet, hit his left foot, and bring the puck right to his stick. From there, he's going to find player 2 and give him a pass. That variation that he makes with his right foot, it's a pressure situation where the D on the other team is going to jump and pressure him. He doesn't want to turn the puck over, so he's going to protect the puck, turn, chip the puck, again, getting it to player 2 who's coming in this area. So what we have is a simple little breakout, 2-player breakout. As forward 1 passes the puck to forward 2, defenseman 2 has come into the blue line. We want his feet inside the blue line for this drill. That gives him good gap. Gap is the distance between the defensive player and the offensive player. The tighter the gap, the less time and space player 2 has to make a play. So we want our defensemen to challenge themselves in the drill, and he's not going to move until forward 1 makes a play. Once he moves off the line, after that pass is made, he's going to establish the middle of the ice in the neutral zone. Player 2 is going to carry the puck, and he can take his time. He doesn't have to give it to 2. Number 1's going to fill a lane, 2 fills a lane, defenseman 2's back. Offensive gap. After the breakout pass, defenseman 1 isn't going to lag back. He's going to gap up as quick as he can in the neutral zone. As you can see here, D1's gapped up. Forward 2 has carried the puck into the neutral zone. F1 has filled his lane. We have 2 lanes here. Forward 2 is going to give the puck to the defenseman. And this is where we regroup. A regroup is basically a breakout in the neutral zone. So the same thought process, we're going to get the D to make a pass to the wing, to make a pass to the middle. The defenseman is going to execute a defensive escape. So he's going to pivot around backward. Forwards are going to simply fill lanes. This lane's occupied right now. We want to find an open lane. F2 is going to read that the defenseman turned that way, and he's going to fill that lane. Is it critical that he supports there? It's a two-man drill, not so much. He can certainly hinge back in his lane. He can come down actually and pivot, presenting himself to the forward. Forwards have to open up, give him a target. The defenseman can take a step, and what we want our defenseman doing here is don't just pass out of the escape, come north towards the blue line. Once again, this D is going to challenge and get as tight as to the play, closing his gap. Defense is going to make a pass, and then they attack 2-on-1.
How many times has the women's USA hockey team won a gold medal? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, and D, 4. Roy says B, Joe says B. Oh, the correct answer is A, 1 in 1998. How many times has the men's USA hockey team won a gold medal? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, and D, 4.
When we come back, find out the answer. This program is made possible in part by contributions from Connecticut Hockey Conference. Connecticut Hockey Conference is responsible for developing youth hockey and happy, healthy kids all winter long across Connecticut. For more information on how you can join the winter fun, go to cthockey.org. Connecticut Hockey Conference is Connecticut's USA hockey affiliate and a proud supporter of Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey. Before the break, we asked,
how many times has the men's USA hockey team won a gold medal? A, 1, B, 2, C, 3, and D, 4. Roy's ready. Joe's thinking, all right, what do you got? Roy says B. Joe is changing in the last second. Joe says A. The correct answer is B. 1960 in Squaw Valley and 1980 in Lake Placid. Roy had 3 correct. Joel had 2 correct, guys. Thank you very much for being with us here.
after a long day of hockey, what part of your body hurts the most?
My legs. My lungs. My legs. My hands.
My leg. My legs.
My legs. My back.
My head.
Without a doubt, my throat.
Groin and hamstring muscle.
And what do you do to alleviate that pain?
Watch TV.
I don't do anything. I rest when I get home. I just let it sit.
Nothing. I just sort of try to power through it.
Sit on the couch.
I rest, lay down.
I go home to my wife and my 2 German Shepherds and just relax.
Chew a lot of gum, eat a lot of Halls.
Just relax and try to forget about it.
If you were responsible for making dinner for your entire family, what would you make?
I'd make hot dogs.
Probably ribs.
Soup. I would probably burn it, so nothing.
Tacos. Hamburgers.
Do you know how to cook hamburgers?
No.
Do you know how to cook tacos?
No.
Do you know how to make hot dogs?
Yes. Pizza.
Would you order it or would you cook it?
I would order it.
Why soup?
Because I made it before.
Do you know how to make ribs?
Not at all. Meatloaf.
Do you know how to cook meatloaf?
Not really, but I could figure out.
If your team was responsible for cooking you dinner, what do you think that they would make you?
Oh, we'd probably be eating out because I don't think anybody can cook on our team.
Probably make me pizza.
Do you think they'd order it or actually make it?
They'd probably order it.
What would you make your team?
Probably bolognese.
Macaroni and meatballs.
Are you known for making the best bolognese?
I think so, yeah.
CJ Maritolo enjoys spending time with his hockey team both inside and outside the rink. Let's hear his favorite aspect of being a coach of the Sacred Heart Pioneers.
What's your favorite part of being a coach?
Seeing my guys succeed. And that might not equate to a win, but seeing them put the time and effort into what we're trying to achieve and have them go out there and play to the best of their abilities.
And what advice can you give to Connecticut youth hockey coaches?
My advice would be just keep it fun and continue to work on their skills. Don't worry about the systems, keep working on the skills.
What advice can you give to Connecticut hockey parents?
Let your son or daughter, it's their game. Let them be the ones that take hold of it. If your son or daughter is going to be any good, they're the ones that are going to have to want to go to the rink. Parents, you can't motivate them, say you better go to the rink or this. You can't reward them with McDonald's after the game. The motivation has to be self-motivation for anything to ultimately last. Any other motivation will be fleeting.
Can you tell me a little bit about the Sacred Heart program?
Sure. We play in the Atlantic Hockey Conference. We practice at the Milford Ice Pavilion and play some games there. Over the past few years, we've played most of our home games at Webster Arena at Harbor Yard, which has been great for our guys. At this point right now, we're in a rebuilding process with our team. It's exciting right now with what we're trying to do. We're building something that's always something that it's exciting to do. Trying to put the pieces together to build a team. Our kids are very dedicated, both academically and athletically. Sacred Heart's an emerging place, and it's a great place to be.
Do you see that academics and athletics go hand in hand, and that students who are successful in the classroom are typically successful on the ice?
No question. I think a young man or a young woman who knows how to organize his or her life off the ice will keep things in perspective on the ice as well. If our guys aren't doing well in school, you could see it. It affects how they play.
How does academics fit into the recruiting process for your players?
So when we see a young player out there we like, the first thing we ask the coach or the kid is, are you a good student? Because if you're not, it's not going to work here at Sacred Heart. So once we find that someone is a good student, we get excited because we like them as a player, then we continue the process with them.
What are you looking forward to this upcoming season?
Our season ended, and how it ended, we lost to Bentley in the first round of the playoffs in Game 3. That sort of fueled our spring in the weight room and gave us fuel for the summer. I think their nose is to the grindstone right now in our training, and I think we're going to come back with a great attitude and a great hunger to really get after it this year.
What advice can you give to Connecticut youth hockey players?
Respect the game. Whenever you go on the ice, it's an opportunity to have fun and train hard. It's not just about the games on the weekend. I know those are fun, but you have to work on your game. Stick handle tennis balls in your driveway, shoot a lot of pucks. Just work on your game and have fun with it.
Well, we look forward to hearing about Sacred Heart next season, and we really appreciate the time that you've taken to share your coaching insights and some information about Sacred Heart with us today.
Well, thank you very much, Kate.
When you were a mite, what did you want to be when you grew up?
An NHL player, professional hockey player.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
An NHL hockey player.
An NHL hockey player.
Professional hockey player.
Professional hockey player.
Hockey player.
Professional hockey player. Professional hockey player.
Professional hockey player.
Better than Wayne Gretzky.
Professional hockey player.
Like who?
Ryan Callahan.
Floyd.
Danny Briere.
Marin Gabrick.
Milan Lucic.
Bobby Orr. Gordie Howe.
Hendrik Sedin.
Sidney Crosby.
So are you both going to be the Sedin twins?
Junior.
You don't want to be the other Sedin brother?
Actually, I do.
You want to be a female professional hockey player?
Yeah. Ovechkin.
Why Ovechkin?
Because he could score when he's on his belly.
Can you describe hockey in one word for me?
Awesome. Amazing. Awesome.
Great.
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. Really fun.
Why would you say fun?
Because you get to score goals.
Hard.
What makes hockey one of your passions?
Well, my dad has been playing it ever since he was a little kid, so he kind of taught it. He started me off really early.
Teamwork that you get when you work on a team.
I just like all the action in it.
It's not like most other sports. It demands hard work, and just got to keep at it.
And getting there an hour early before every game and just skating hard.
Play hard.
Since I started a long time ago, came good to me, and I've always liked it since.
I really like your earrings. Look at those. They're little hockey players. Where'd you get those?
My dad got them for me.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. If you just can't get enough Gotta Love Connecticut Hockey, check out our website, gottalovecthockey.org. Join us next time for more stories on Connecticut hockey's people, culture, friendships, and fun.